never said anything racist.
I don't think so. I can't think of anything that he said. Again, he used a quantifier when he made that sentence. You know, we got this English grammar technician there. He's the host, so he can tell us about, you know, the quantifying terms and things of that nature.
So it was just the one sentence?
Well, you go review that yourself. Yeah.
And so he's never said anything misogynistic.
Give me 2 seconds, Boogie. Y'all check the goal, the poll at the top for the next like goal. We're trying to get to 500K likes and shares as well. If you know and known all your life that Trump was a white supremacist, can we put some white hearts in the comment section, please and thank
not
you.
the white hearts.
The white ones.
Okay, tell her I said stop. Whatever it is she's doing.
Trump with an allegedly race.
Sorry. What is she doing? Hannah, stop.
A well-educated black.
Puerto Rico. These are animals.
Look at my African American over here.
When he talks that way, the way he did on this tape, it confirmed that he is truly a racist.
A well-educated black has a tremendous advantage over a well-educated white. A black may think that they don't really have the advantage. If I was starting off today, I would love to be a well-educated black.
They don't look like Indians to me, and they don't look like Indians to Indians.
It would be 9 blacks against 9 whites, all highly educated, very smart, strong, beautiful people, right?
Pocahontas? Is it offensive? Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Pocahontas? I think she's as Native American as I am, okay? When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people. I want surveillance of certain mosques. Negotiating with China. They say, we want deal. I'm asking for the vote of every single African-American citizen in this country. Why
Thank
do
you,
have to
Michelle.
lose? You're living in poverty. Your schools are no good. You have no jobs. 58% of your youth is unemployed. What the hell do you have to lose?
Look at my African American over here. Look at him.
We are from India. All of my friends in Little Havana. We are also praying for the people of Puerto Rico. We love Puerto Rico. And we also love Puerto Rico. Come here. You're not nervous, right? Speaks perfect English.
No, I'm not a racist. I am the least racist person that I can tell you.
You are taking that out of context.
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here. You gotta be kidding me. Ain't no goddamn way.
Maybe try to pull the
I
those
think
are from
that
a long
you
time ago.
all
He
are
just
This
told
is
Elizabeth
crazy.
Warren like a couple days ago.
Yeah, because he called her Pocahontas. Number one, she's a white woman who, on her application, she stated that she was a Native American. And from that scandal, he calls her Pocahontas.
Bro,
I don't think that's
that
racist.
was that's terrible. Matawaka was sold into slavery essentially and sex trafficked across the globe. Not really somebody to be joking about. She was a child. She was 12 years old.
I think that we all don't view that the same.
That's apparent.
I guess.
That is deeply apparent.
I told you, bro. He does not care anything about women.
Because you're looking at it from a historical viewpoint.
Bro, what?
No, it's not that. It's if you look at
what is going, bro? Did you stretch?
I'm just looking at
did you stretch, bro? Did you stretch?
I want to know.
Because to bend yourself in all these knots has got to be painful, bro.
No.
No, Boogie. Maya Angelou said it best, baby. When people show you who they
Believe 'em.
are, believe them. This is who he is. To me, going look at his profile, it sounds like he is the product
all
of a
are ultra
biracial.
sensitive.
It sounds like he is the product of a biracial relationship, and his mama white.
Well,
It's a passport, bro.
That's
we
not
know what
true.
that is.
That's very interesting. I am a
He's a
descendant. My
passport, bro?
grandfather was a sharecropper. I am a descendant of sharecroppers from the
This is
South. I'm a part
crazy.
of the Black flight.
Ooh,
So
well, that brings
this
me
idea,
to a
but what I'm
question.
trying to say, you all are ultra sensitive.
No, you're sensitive. They're being aggressive.
But you're just so
Oh my
ultra sensitive.
God.
I should be as sensitive as you all are, and I'm not
You
that
know what?
sensitive.
You are, though.
Let me ask you something, bro. How many clan outfits do you have in your closet?
Yo, bro definitely got clan ancestors.
You talking about you were the descendant of
I think that
sharecroppers.
you all-
Do you honestly think that if any of them were alive right now,
They would vote for a man
that
like
they
Donald
would,
Trump.
that they would look at Donald Trump and be like, "Oh, he's a good man." Do you really think that?
He does. I'm telling you, he does.
This is unbelievable.
No,
was sick.
no. I don't think that, but I do think that my views are okay. I don't think that they would share those views, but I think that they are okay.
Let me say this one last thing, because I gotta go make lunch for my woman. I need you to understand, American. I'm gonna go ahead and say this again. You are beyond all doubt all about that white supremacist life, and the fact that you don't notice this is a problem. I honestly listen. I hope that one day you wake up. I seriously doubt it, but I really hope you wake up, because this thing has got you in a chokehold.
Chokehold.
You know what I'm saying? It has got you in the kind of
all are
chokehold.
ultra sensitive.
You think? Wait a minute. See, and I'm tired of you saying that, bro. I am tired of you saying that.
You all
This
are
is not.
ultra
This is not.
sensitive.
This
Very,
is
very
not
sensitive.
sensitivity, sir.
Because
This is
people
not
who-
sensitivity. What this is
Very sensitive.
recognizing
Very
actual
sensitive.
facts.
I literally pointed out all 14 tenets of fascism, and he just skipped
I know.
moseyed on by it. Moseyed
I
on
was
by.
listening to the whole thing, and he just skated right by, all smooth like. I mean, bruh, stop. Just wake up a little bit. Just a little bit. It's not that hard. It's right in your face. And I'm wondering if you've also noticed that you carry internalized both misogyny and racism. Because that's what you spewing. That's what you've been doing this entire time. Just exhibiting
not true.
these things. Yes, it is.
That is very interesting.
Well, it should be interesting enough.
When
for
I
you to
came on
dig
this
deep
panel,
into
I
it.
spoke and I had a.
Bro, you haven't given us a single.
individual
And you had a what?
respond
Yeah.
to me
Yeah.
aggressively.
Hey, Boogie, thank you for coming up, bro. I appreciate you.
Or
No,
I
thank
had
y'all.
an individual
listen, you know, y'all
respond
keep
to
doing
me
what y'all doing.
aggressively, and
All right,
I
man.
Keep doing what-
responded
Aggressive
in
lady
a
is
polite
crazy.
way. Have I name called?
Yeah, this is insanity.
you called me aggressive when I simply asked if you were stupid.
And we have
I'm
determined,
describing your behavior.
and we were determined,
What you did was
based on your
And your
behavior,
behavior.
that she is in fact
And
right.
your behavior,
intellect.
in my
That's what we
opinion,
did.
is stupid. So
Agreed.
rather than call you stupid, I asked if you were.
Give us a single policy that Trump passed that was
Okay.
beneficial to the American
This might be
people.
acceptable for women. Where you're from, I just don't think it's an acceptable
I'm from the
characteristic
United
of women
States of
to
America.
talk the way in which you do.
Hold on, now you saying that women have to
We all
speak a
we have
certain
different
way?
places in the United States.
Yeah.
Don't you know it?
Yeah.
Maybe I should just go delve into whatever you're trying to call me. You said a misogyny, so should I just try to leap into it too?
Go
Is
ahead,
that
bro.
where you
I
want
don't
to
think it's
go?
gonna work out
If
for you.
the
You end up getting
shoe
your fucking
fits-
feelings hurt.
Wear that
You're
fucking
trying to
bitch,
make a
Cinderella.
picture.
Like, what are you doing?
American, let me ask you a serious question
You're
because this might be the
trying
issue.
to make a picture.
American, while you're on one of your passport bro journeys, did you happen to drink the water?
I can't get rid of that person that's
I don't know
saying
what you're talking
anti-Semitic
about.
shit.
What do you mean, drink the water? Explain that.
I don't know how to make you a mod. Do you know how?
I don't know, just block
I don't know.
them.
Maybe you have brain worms. That's my question. Did you drink the water?
Are we sure he's black? Did anybody ask him his
I just really don't understand you. I don't understand how you all think that I've been aggressive, that I've been a misogynist, all of these words.
Of course you don't understand, American. Of course you don't.
You all are painting a picture.
American,
no,
let me
your behavior is.
Okay, let me break it down for you. We think no, we know you're a misogynist.
What have I said to these women?
Would you like to understand, or would you like to just keep talking over
keep talking
me?
over them and then tone policing them is one. I don't think that it's right for women to speak this way. Is crazy.
Hey Jones, the last video I sent you, the ad that they're posting or the ad that they're running about Trump getting in that dump truck, that's the part of the ad that they're leaving out where his ass almost slipped and fell and bust his ass.
Oh, for real?
They're clipping that part out. The last video I just sent you, it's him damn near missing his step.
Oh, he almost slipped twice.
Yes. They are clipping that on his website. And all he did, once he got in that dump truck, all he did was ride around in circles on the tarp.
How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden. I think the Democrats have done a very poor job. We're leading
This is ridiculous.
In every
Oh man, this shit is so fucking lame, man. I don't think there, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think that you, much like Trump, have any redeeming qualities whatsoever. Honestly.
Did you say what he does for work?
Why can't people think differently than you? And why isn't it okay?
Everybody should be anti-fascist.
Can I try to land
Like,
this plane?
Sure,
Go
but
ahead.
I just want to say something really quickly. When all of the signs point to fascism, and then I laid them out for you and gave you, you know what I'm saying, detailed descriptions of each of those. And then you just like, I'll take some fascism. That's okay. I'll have some of that. Like continuously lying about the Haitian people in Springfield, that's racist. Continuously harassing the exonerated 5 and doubling down, even though they've been exonerated by confession and DNA evidence, that's racist. Calling women like Omarosa a dog, saying that the women at the black, you know what I'm saying, journalist event were nasty and asking nasty questions is racist.
I'm going to try to give an example of a difference of opinion. Jones, I like salt and pepper on my grits. What you eat your grits with?
I like cheese grits. I like pepper. I don't put salt on much anything now.
Right. Hey, no rags. Do you eat grits?
No, that's not my favorite.
So, okay. Oatmeal. Do you like oatmeal?
I have textural preferences, and neither of those are on there. That's why I don't.
Do you like steak?
Sure.
Great. I like my steak medium rare, damn near mooing. How do you like your steak?
Medium well.
Medium well. See, that's a difference of opinion.
Right.
I think black folk who put sugar on their grits is anti-black.
Yeah, I think so too.
I like salt and pepper and butter, and like Jones, sometimes cheese on my grits. That's a difference of opinion, sir. But what you are saying is so harmful to the very community of which you allegedly belong to. There is absolutely no way that you are descendants of sharecroppers.
I do not agree.
There is absolutely no way that you are descendants of sharecroppers voting for a white man. who would have brought your daddy to a whipping post if your great-great-granddaddy would not have allowed him to take your great-great-grandmother to the shed to make more little slaves. Absolutely no way, sir. Absolutely no way. You are voting for a white man that would just as soon see you back in a field or the house. Absolutely no way. Because I told you in Project 2025 and Agenda 47, Republicans view the Civil Rights Bill of 1964 as racist and wants to remove it.
Yeah, what do you think happens to the Civil Rights Act if it's removed, American? If he has the Supreme Court remove the Civil Rights Act, what happens, do you think? What do you think is going to happen?
I would think maybe polling taxes, you know, the regular discrimination prior to 1964 that was permissible.
You know, Section 5. You know, Section 4 and Section 5 of the '65 Voting Rights Act has already been removed, requiring states that engaged in racist voting policies. Did you know that? Shelby versus Holder?
Okay, yeah.
Both of y'all are about to take a nap.
If you come to Indiana and you tell a black person that their voting rights is under risk, they will laugh at you because we have voter ID. We're not, I don't know what you all are talking about. How hard is it for people to get an ID? How poor people are, I don't know. I just think that there's a great difference within the black community.
Bro, you just a walking billboard for racist talking points, huh?
Disconnect.
You just a walking billboard for racist talking points. Bro, how do you register to vote?
No.
How do you register to vote?
You can go to a DMV.
Okay, and what do you have to do in order to register? And what do you have to do in order to register?
You need your document.
You need to prove what?
Proof of citizenship, document, so on.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So then why the fuck I need an ID?
You need an address.
So why do I need an ID if I've already proved my who I am and my citizenship to register?
Listen, I am from a
Can you answer my question?
African American.
Can you answer my question?
One of the poorest cities in
Can you answer my question, please?
We're not having this
Can you
problem,
answer my question,
I'm
please?
trying to understand
Can you
how
answer
the
my
rest
question,
of the
please?
country is having
Can you
this
answer my
problem.
question, please?
Go for it.
Answer my question.
What was your question?
If I had to prove my citizenship to register, why do I need to take an ID with me to vote if I've already done that to register?
To verify your identity.
I did that when I registered.
I just don't see the issue with it. I know, but when you appear,
because there is states,
another verification.
There is states, right, that will
according
withhold
to
you from
voting
getting
rules.
an ID for court fines, which is called a poll tax. You should not have to purchase an identification card unless they're going to give them out for free in order to vote. It's been deemed unconstitutional. What part of that don't you get?
Then let's give people free IDs.
Sure.
Isn't that a solution?
Yes. And has been recommended multiple times.
That's a great way to make a compromise, isn't it? Republicans want IDs. Republicans want IDs. Democrats don't compromise, make them free, because that's the only
they've already recommended it multiple times.
But you can't make that compromise.
Republicans won't approve it.
Make the compromise simply because this issue is really not a problem.
Then we should just not have a Republican Party anymore. Can you name a time in history where conservatism has been good for black people? Or any group of people, for that matter.
I got 5 on the freeing of slaves.
No, because even I wouldn't count the freeing of slaves because of the Reconstruction period. So I just wouldn't count it.
Yeah, Lincoln didn't abolish slavery.
Either way, I wouldn't.
And Lincoln was not. Lincoln was also not a conservative.
So this is,
Lincoln was not a conservative, and he did not free the slaves.
Lincoln
Lincoln was not a conservative.
Lincoln is he's not, okay. We do not have the same, well, sorry, I think we share the same viewpoints on Lincoln. He believed that he had a segregationist viewpoint related to Black Americans. So there you go. That's
and said that he would end the war without freeing any slaves if it was possible.
But I don't think that we could. Exactly. He had a segregationist viewpoint. And he also said that another alternative would just be to allow us to have our own, place somewhere else. But
so I'm going to ask you again, can you name a time where conservatism has been good for anybody?
Democrat. I just don't see it.
What?
I don't see it on both sides.
See, what on both sides? This is not a both sides argument.
Okay, I don't see it on the Republican side. There you go. The conservative side, I don't see it.
Do you think that
children actually work?
Do you think children should, you know what I'm saying? Do you think that we should be able to tell women that they have to have children that they don't want?
I personally do not like to talk about the AB issue because I don't vote based on that.
Okay. But you're voting for a party that is and does.
Women autonomy, that's something.
But you're voting for a party that is and does, but also votes against children eating.
About that.
1 in 5 children go to bed without food every night. 1 in 5 children go to bed without food every night. Why would you vote for, and many of those households are Black. Why would you vote? Why would you vote for a party that wants to take free lunch and breakfast programs out of schools and also get rid of the Department of Education? That's going to hurt Black people predominantly.
My biggest criticism of Trump and the Republican Party is related to the child tax credit during 2020, in which they pulled more kids out of poverty, which is a fact that Democrats say. They pulled more children out of poverty than any legislation. So I'm not gonna, but that's not, we're voting on about a plethora of issues.
What's your issues? You haven't given me anything. You haven't given me a single policy that Trump supports that's good for American people. All American people. Not one. In his prior, term and his current platform.
I view Donald Trump as a non-interventionist.
I asked for a policy.
Because I do think that the United States foreign policy, that's what I'm talking about.
His foreign policy was terrible. He dropped a record amount of bombs on Yemen. He stirred up additional conflict by moving the embassy to Jerusalem on the anniversary of the Nakba. He allowed Russia to invade the Donbass region while he was in office, and he allowed Russia to bomb Ukrainian ships while he was in office. He was terrible on foreign policy. His trade war bankrupted thousands of farmers across the United States, lost us many corporations, raised the cost of appliances in the United States, raised the cost of steel and aluminum products. Harley Davidson had to leave. Sears went completely out of business. We lost Toys R Us, Kids R Us, Babies R Us. Bro, you don't know what you're talking about. His foreign policy was trash. He negotiated with the Taliban.
That's very selective.
Not the Afghan government, but the terrorists. And then those same terrorists unalived 15 soldiers when we went back to pull out. Those same people he let out are the ones that harmed our American soldiers. What up, bro? Oh, okay. I was about to say I thought the keys were by the front door, but you got it.
Yeah, can we get a white supremacist up here? Because this call coming from inside the house is exhausting. It's tiring, and I no longer give a shit about him.
Yeah, me
Can
neither.
we talk to a white supremacist?
Like, I asked for one policy, bro. One. And you said his foreign policy. His foreign policy was terrible. It was harmful to the American people, and it was harmful to foreign governments. He got fucking impeached for what he did to Ukraine.
It depends on how.
So I'm going to ask again.
I think his foreign policy was great.
Name something. Name something.
Depends on how you look
Name
at
something.
For me, my viewpoints are: number one, related to the border; number two, foreign policy; I think that it's not a great idea for us to fund.
Bro, shut the fuck up. Just shut up. Just shut the whole fuck up, man. You black men are fucking an embarrassment, man. Fucking embarrassment.
It will always be
H.R. 1 for the People Act would have had free voter IDs. The Republicans unanimously voted against it. H.R. 4, the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, would have had free voter IDs. The Republicans unanimously voted against it.
I gotta change my sign because that's inaccurate. She's a girl's
It
girl.
is accurate. I don't like women. I love them.
All right, talk about it. Even the kitten disagrees. Shit, how you piss off a kitten, bro?
Yo, can we clear the
Yeah, I got you.
request? And then, hey, if you're a Trump voter and you'd like to come up and have a conversation, please send a request. If you are friendly, I ask that you refrain from sending a request at this time. Y'all, we should be at 1 million likes by now. It's 111. I've been on since 9:30 and didn't restart. It's so fucking disappointing, man. Honestly. Thank you, Faith. I appreciate you. Oh, sorry. Check over on YouTube, see what's going on over here. What am I supposed to be checking on YouTube?
They're crazy, as per usual.
Somebody said, don't be fooled, Obama dropped the most bombs. That's not true. Trump did. Blacks, Latinos, gays, trans, educated workers, Jews, Muslim, Christian, people above room temperature, Americans who vote for Trump need to be checked. Hey, yo, I agree with you, Paul of Scotland. I 100% agree with you, fam. But yes, it was Donald Trump. He dropped more bombs than both George W. Bush and Barack Obama. And he did it in only 4 years. They were president for 16 years combined. That is absolutely wild. I don't even know how you can do something like that.
And got away with it.
What up?
What's up? Yo, Mr. Jones, can I ask you something?
Sure.
What are you going to do if Trump wins?
Probably leave.
Live where? Asia?
No, probably not.
Where? Where would you go?
I mean, I have the ability to go several places.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Why?
Just asking. I'm just curious.
Hey, Robin, you way too ugly to be talking crazy to people in the comments. Don't make me put you on the Summer Jam board.
And you said Trump dropped most bombs. Where did you get that information from? Because I want to see.
Yeah, where are you from, bro?
I'm from Dallas, Texas. I was born in Dallas, Texas, but my dad is from China. My mom is American.
What time is it in Dallas right now?
I am not in Texas right now. I'm in China right now.
Yeah, I knew you was full of shit. Yo, motherfuckers be lying just to be lying, boy.
Is that my long lost son? Because you know I'm a Eurasian white woman. Is that my long lost son? Because I'm Asian and white. Is that my Eurasian son?
Like, remember, bro told me they was in Oklahoma the other day. Yeah, the time question is elite. It is. You an operative.
Guys, we're on the road to 1 million likes. If you guys could tap the screen, share the live, because all of this emotional labor.
No, you don't.
Do he know he on here?
What's up? No, no. I only have one for Gabby, but I can look and see if I have other ones. I'm gonna have to get off. Oh, I can look and see, but I don't think so.
We used Publix bags back in my day.
Pillowcases.
Pillowcases is good.
I ain't about to carry around no pillowcase.
So Yomi, are you
That's what
here?
we had.
That's what I used growing up.
They just stay knocking on the door. What are they doing?
Arguing.
Oh. You want me to call them?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yo, I'm hot as hell right now, and I don't know why. Does this person up here at the top know that they're up there?
I think they're trying to leave.
Oh, okay.
Just give a shout for Hannah to answer her phone.
Hannah, answer the phone. What's up?
What's up, Jones? You really don't use soap to wash?
Bro, that was a joke. Of course I use soap. I just like making fun of white men specifically.
Enjoy what you're doing, man. Appreciate it.
What, making fun of white men?
Yeah, like me.
You have some type of degradation kink?
Something
I
like
usually
that.
do.
Why?
I usually do.
You know me.
I don't.
Hey, Jones.
Neither of the girls are answering.
You ready for this?
Yeah, sure.
Donald Trump has announced if he wins, he will lift sanctions on Russia and Iran. This is why Putin was paying millions to Republican influencers. He's bought control of Trump's party.
That's crazy, yo.
And
I don't wash my legs though. I'm not bullshitting about that. Like, especially like the bottom of my feet. You're standing in soapy ass water. Like, what do you need to like go down?
Why are you lying? Why are you lying?
I told you I only do that when you're watching.
No, Rance,
You're gonna
are
get
you
a whole
close?
Reddit thread.
No,
What's that,
Rance, are you
Auntie?
close? Are you close to him?
Not right now. I'm home.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, if you was close by, I need you to go in there and knock him out his chair, since I can't get him, and take off.
Auntie, I have seen this man wash his body. He washes from head to toe, including his feet and his toes. He is lying to y'all. And yes, he even washes his back. He doesn't just let the water hit it.
Wait, you wash backs?
Do I?
You supposed to wash your back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And here I was worried about washing my ankles. Shit.
No, he thoroughly washes. I mean, and if it's only in front of me, that's fine. If he wants to stink when I'm not around, that's on him. But in front of me, he washes his whole body.
So when you're not there, he walking around with a funk bag.
I mean, he might be. It's possible, but the only thing I've ever witnessed is a clean Jones. Oh, my little girly pops are in trouble. They're not having a good day.
Oh my God, he walking around here with back funk?
He might be, but
Oh my God, today. He got back
things happen. It helps if you have dry skin on your back. What? I don't know why this man is playing with you guys. Like, I really don't. I don't know why he thinks it's funny to joke that he's walking around funky, but that's what he's doing. I'm
telling
sorry.
you, it's gonna end up on Reddit. You're gonna have a whole Reddit thread
about how Jones doesn't wash.
World-renowned TikToker admits to only washing his ankles on Tuesdays and his back when his significant other comes over. News at 11. I will say that once
Jones did ask me why I shower so much. I will say that. He did ask me that one time. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Who?
You.
Oh, yeah.
You.
Yeah.
You asked me why one day. You were like, why do you shower so much?
Nah, she is off the chain with that shit. Like a shower in the morning, and then again, you know what I'm saying, at night, but ain't did shit all day. I'm like, I don't understand this.
That's not true.
You didn't do shit. You didn't go nowhere.
That's not true. That is not true.
She showers after the shower.
Okay, since we confess in showers, once I shower, the last thing I do is brush my teeth and get into bed. If for any reason I need to leave my bedroom in my night clothes, I have to shower again. When I had to have my gallbladder removed last year, I showered before I left.
I don't want my food to be clean. She don't be cooking nothing.
Oh, shots fired. That's my.
They said you don't want your food to be clean.
You broke. Don't you dare.
That was not my fault. I did, but that was not my fault though.
Listen, Linda. I made sure that I bought all kinds of non-pork sausage, so when you came over here to help me with my shed, I could cook dinner for you. You never showed up. You promised you were going to cook for me in LA. You didn't.
Couldn't.
So don't be throwing
Sausage
shade.
went bad.
Don't throw
Sausage
shade.
went bad.
Yeah, we didn't have
Don't
time.
throw shade. Yep.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Not a whole lot.
So I wanted to join because I had a few questions.
Sure.
As far as
In his
people
defense, he didn't
voting
feel well.
for Kamala, however you want to say it.
No,
I know
we
a
just
lot
gotta
of people
pronounce
say
it correctly.
differently.
That's all.
But so people voting for that side, I got like just a few serious questions.
Sure. These
As
aren't
far
football
as
teams. Y'all do realize that, right? Like this isn't like this ain't the Super Bowl. Like people's real lives are on the line.
Right. That's my concern, is that everybody's real life is on the line.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah. We're talking about the difference between a fascist dictator, wannabe, and somebody who has a plan to, you know what I'm saying, help all American citizens, not just rich people.
It's her plans that I have a problem with, though.
Name one. Would he freeze?
Someone screenshot that right now.
Be right back. I have a cross live in the live.
And take the federal dollars so that they can open up more healthcare facilities.
What do you
I'm
play?
sorry, my live cut out. I didn't catch any.
I said
anything that
name
was
one
said.
that you have a problem with.
So, one of the ways that Kamala says that she's going to fix the economy is to make sure that the wealthy or the rich, or however
Pay
she
their
wants to
fair
say
share
it,
in taxes, yeah.
pay their fair share.
Right.
Which was the same thing that Biden said when he wanted to take office.
It's actually not true, because they knew the tax plan couldn't be rewritten until 2025. So he never said that. That wasn't part of his original policy platform.
But that's one thing he said ever since he'd been in office, is that the rich need to pay their fair share.
The Obama administration, the Obama-Biden administration did raise taxes on the ultra wealthy. That's how we came out of the recession that George W. Bush put us in.
And I agree that Bush screwed a lot of stuff up.
Mm-hmm. All the Republicans
And
do. Reagan.
under Obama, some things were fixed, but some things were made worse.
Like what? What was made worse?
So, under Obama, more jobs were created, correct?
Mm-hmm. And 75 consecutive months of job and economic growth and GDP growth. 75 consecutive months.
But if you go back and you look at the jobs that were created under Obama, the actual overall average pay for those jobs decreased.
That's not
so
actually
even though
true.
more
But
people were working, they were making less money.
that's not true.
but it wasn't as bad as we are now.
Actually, wages are outpacing inflation right now. By every economic standard, we're doing better right now than we ever did under Trump.
So if any time between now and 2026, we raise taxes by what Harris says
7%.
she wants to raise.
Yeah, 7% on the rich.
In some cases, upwards of 20% or more, though.
That's on unrealized capital gains for people that are worth over $100 million. For people's net worth that's over $100 million. Are you worth over $100 million?
I'm not.
Why are we simping for rich people, bro?
Because they are the ones that have the most money invested in the U.S. So if they
no, they don't. They abscond from paying taxes. They store their money in tax shelters, offshore bank accounts. When they got the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, they didn't expand their businesses. They didn't raise wages. They didn't improve employee benefits. They didn't do any of those things. They did stock buybacks, and then they paid bonuses to C-level positions and board members. Like, that's not helping the American people.
But they kept jobs here in the U.S.
No, they didn't. We lost John Deere. We lost Sears. We lost all the Toys R Us, Kids R Us, Babies R Us. We lost Harley Davidson. We lost Carrier. We lost Train. You know what I'm saying? I can keep going. They didn't do that.
Not all. But if you start taxing them, if you start
how do you think we got out of the Great Depression?
More of them are going to look to move their companies overseas.
Then we find them.
Out of the U.S. Whereas if you
their taxes was lowered and they still left.
Right.
That's why you have to create tax cuts for companies that agree. Trump said this.
No, you don't. Do you know who Warren Buffett is? Do you know who Warren Buffett is, bro?
Agree to stay in the U.S.
Do you know who Warren Buffett is?
In the U.S.
Do you know who Warren Buffett is?
There has to be.
Can you answer my question, Dirt Racer? Do you know who Warren Buffett is?
I do.
Okay. Warren Buffett said that if they were to raise taxes 7% on the ultra wealthy, that they wouldn't even notice it. Wouldn't affect them at all. Wouldn't even notice it. You're talking about pennies. If the top 500 companies, if the top 500 companies in the United States paid their fair share in taxes, then no American citizen would have to pay federal income tax ever again. Just the top 500.
I don't agree with that. Because basically you're saying that just because you worked harder to make more.
Who do you think works harder? You think the people that work in the Amazon distribution facilities are working harder? Or do you think that Jeff Bezos is working harder?
I mean, I think it comes down to what you define as hard work. I mean, people just assume that people like Jeffrey Bezos, even though I don't agree with Jeffrey Bezos, but people like Bezos and Elon, people like this, just because they're rich as hell doesn't mean that the
ancestors are working today.
His phone keeps freezing.
Because the ancestors are on their job.
Got that MAGA mobile.
Jeff Bezos makes $985 a second. I don't care what job you do. Nobody is earning that much a second.
Trust me, guys, it'll trickle down eventually. Just give it a few millennia. It's crazy.
Hey.
What's up?
I'm so sorry. I'm definitely voting for Kamala. I don't know if you're reserving the request for
I am.
people that are.
But
Oh, okay.
I'll give you a couple minutes to say what you want to say.
No, it's. I really hope, and I'm an eternal optimist, and I hope that when people are scrolling TikTok and see this, they actually listen, even if they don't comment, even if they don't request to join. They really do listen, because you brought up some really great points, and you gave statistical evidence, which I fear that the other side just has completely. They're living in like cognitive dissonance. They have no idea. They just keep going with the same. It's like they're on the train and they can't get off.
Right. When George W. Bush was running for office, and when Obama was running for office, the Republican Party was all on this, anti, globalist, anti-rich and powerful, like we need to care about, the little guy. All they care about is the elites, calling, the Democrats are all elites. All they care about, is the elites. And then these same people are tap dancing for billionaires now.
I don't get it. I really don't get it. I told my brother the other day, because my brother's like, "Oh, I don't want to have to pay for unrealized gains." And I'm like, "Bro, we just got into the stock market 4 years ago, and let's be clear, we are nowhere close
to being worth $100 million.
It's not going to happen." I would love, as an optimist, I would love to say, "Oh yeah, I'll freaking have $100 million. I'll be worth $100 million." It's not going to happen in my lifetime.
And like less than 45% of American citizens even own stocks.
That's the truth. And let's pretend that tomorrow I freaking won the lottery and I'm worth over $100 million. What a fucking fantastic problem to have. I have to pay more taxes. Yay. I actually have more money to pay the fucking taxes.
Imagine being upset. You know what I'm saying? That you have to help other citizens or keep the government running.
It's freaking ridiculous, but
the citizens that are going to come back and buy your products.
Right.
Exactly. I thank you for your time, but I hope you have a great day and a happy Halloween.
You too. Boxer Mom, what's up?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, thanks. Hi, Mr. Jones.
Hi.
I was wondering if I could just read something I wrote. It's kind of like hopefully a palate cleanser, maybe?
Sure.
Okay. First, before I get to the palate cleanser, I do have to say this. Trump's fondness for authoritarian leaders, it's like he's collecting baseball cards, except these baseball cards come with our human rights being violated.
Right.
Every single day. Do you really want that as your president? I don't.
Same.
So, moving on, let's do this, okay? Okay, it's called Victory Dance, all right? All right, here we go. The dawn is breaking, a new day's here. We stood together, faced every fear. Hearts united, voices strong. We saved the dream where we belong. Raise up the banners, let the world see. Kamala's leading the land of the free. We took the trash out, made our stand. Thankful hearts in this promised land. Hope's been rekindled, shining bright, a future golden in our sight. The people spoke and heard the call. Democracy stands, defying the forces that seek its downfall. From shadows past, we rise and soar. With every step, we're so much more. The power's in the people's hands. Together strong, we made our stand. From every corner, every town, we rose together. We can't be kept down. Let the music play, the voices sing. Kamala's here, let freedom ring. Keep marching forward side by side with love and justice as our God. This victory dance forevermore, a brighter future we will explore. With gratitude, we walk as one, a brighter journey just begun. The new dawn's rising, we'll embrace a future filled with hope and grace.
That's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, thank you. Everything is like kind of doom and gloom, you know? And I just think sometimes maybe you just gotta I'm trying to look at the positive side. I live in Oklahoma, so but what I can tell you, Mr. Jones, have you seen anything about Oklahoma the last few days?
No, not over the last few days, other than them sending the trying to sue the Biden-Harris administration for illegal immigration.
You know what? It's so stupid. And I haven't really decided how I want to use this or vote or select on the ballot this year. None of the important human rights that need to be on there, they put on there, I kid you not. Do you think people that are United citizens should vote? Well, what in the crap is that? It's already a law, you morons. You know? But I will say this, Mr. Jones. I've lived here all my life. Not once, and even in my grandparents' life, not once have the lines been what they've done. It was a 2-hour wait in like every county that has. I mean, it's never been seen before.
Oh, we're going to see a record turnout.
Yeah, and I think part of it in Oklahoma, you know, I obviously we don't expect to turn it red, but for anybody living in our states, please be aware of the situation with the 3 Supreme Court justices in Oklahoma that they are furious over because they have prevented them from us becoming a Christian nationalist state. So they want it to be a Christian national state, but those 3 are standing in their way. Also, they're also the 3 that helped save 2 of the abortion bans. We had 3. We had 2. So then they're big bans. You know how it goes. So they want those people out, but the way they word it, you have to be really careful because if you select the wrong. I just advise people to read that and look because we do not want to hand the keys over to Governor Shitstain. You know, you just don't. Because the thing about it is, Mr. Jones, the superintendent here is already, that's why people don't understand. I'm sorry to run on, but I'm just so frustrated and upset because we've got a superintendent here that's wanting to have the Bible, and the only Bible that would be accepted is the Trump Bible. And every kid in public school is going to have to learn from that Trump Bible. Although in the Constitution it says you have to keep those separate, whether it's in U.S. Constitution or Oklahoma. So they want to rewrite that part in the Oklahoma legislation to override that so they can then own all of us with their Christian nationalist world.
Yeah.
So, you know, but anyways, thank you for letting me have a minute. I just wanted to kind of maybe throw out a little bit of a palate cleanser. So
I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
I had no idea I had my camera on. Oops.
What were you doing?
I was just working. It's getting late. It's about 20 to 2. So I gotta go take a shower before I have to pick up Gabby from school and head over by you. Please shower.
She's gonna take a shower she's gonna shower off her shower, y'all.
I haven't taken a shower yet this morning. I got up late.
You've been talking to us with unwashed hand parts?
Who, me?
Yes, ma'am.
No,
I was about to say
her. Now you gonna go wash your hand parts?
I took a shower before I went to bed.
Go wash your back.
So you slept all night, had a hot flash, probably farted in your sleep.
Oh, that's nasty.
Probably scratched your butt cheeks, and now you just go and wash your hand parts?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God, today, Jones, I don't know how you deal with that, brother.
I'll just wait till I get to Jones's house.
White people be white people.
I guess so. My God, today. He's just out here living, just diabolical work, no way.
Well, I would have showered this morning, but somebody in my life is super needy. So.
Oh, look at the time. Ain't it? It's a beautiful day outside up here.
I wasn't talking about Jones.
Oh, I know who you were talking about. That's why I don't get in grown folk business.
Yeah, I was not talking about Jones. I can wait till I get to your house, though, Jones. I can come over to your house smelling funky. You want me to do that?
Help or something?
Since you like to talk about how much I want to shower.
How much you want to? You know what?
He was just talking shit, Auntie. He said I shower too much.
I don't need an explanation. My bad for even asking. Thank you, though.
That's why my skin is always soft. I exfoliate.
Hey, with the soft skin. Immediately no.
What's wrong with having soft skin, Auntie?
I don't know how I got that.
Auntie, why are you so why is your mind always go straight to the gutter and then like down to the depths of hell, Auntie? Why?
And the riboflavin, and I don't want to hear nothing about that.
Why? Auntie.
Ma'am.
Why does your mind always go to the dirtiest of places, ma'am?
Tell me you were not sitting beside me in the mud pool. I
wasn't.
I rest my case.
I wasn't. Not today, not this time. I was leaving it up to you.
All right, let's see what Dirt Racer has to say now. I'll make this the last person.
Substance or value.
Oh, well, I had a couple questions before, and I don't know if I lost connection or...
Yeah, you lost connection. It froze. No, it froze. You were just frozen. So yeah. I'm going to ask again, why are we simping for billionaires? Are you under the impression that trickle-down economics works?
In a long term, yes.
How long? How long should we wait? There's no statistical data that shows that it's ever worked. We started trickle-down economics during Reagan's first term, all the way through George H.W. Bush. Not one time did it benefit the poorer middle class. So how long are you supposed to wait?
How many of those people are you? Out of all those people you're talking about, how many of those people have jobs because of billionaires, though?
Sir, do you know who makes up the largest percentage of employers in the United States?
Specifically, off the top of my head, no.
Small businesses, sir. Small businesses.
Well, no, small
Dino, what are you doing?
Small businesses are something that are dying in the U.S., though.
Because we keep giving tax breaks and corporate welfare to billionaires.
Who are creating more jobs, though?
They're not. A matter of fact, there's been multiple companies that have laid off tens of thousands of people.
So where I live in a small town, and I am a small business owner. Now, my small business is not affected. We do have a Walmart here. That's probably the largest business we have that has come to where I live, and a few small business mom and pop places and stuff. Yes, they did close.
Do you know what two companies? Do you know what two companies that are the single? The largest single source employers or single location employers in the United States? Do you know what they are?
I know.
That employ the most people?
Yeah.
Per one place?
Yes.
If I had to guess, I would say probably Walmart and Amazon.
Correct. Do you know that nearly 50% of their employees receive government benefits of some sort?
I lay that at the hands of our government, though, not at the business. I mean, I do agree.
Who decides how much they get paid?
Yeah, who decides how much they get paid?
So, overall, the government.
How so?
Because the government has the ability to regulate what they deem is minimum wage.
Oh, so raising the federal minimum wage that the Republican Party keeps voting against?
No. I am not in favor of raising the minimum wage.
Okay. So you're in favor of supplementing Amazon and Walmart employees' income by helping them have food and housing and healthcare.
What I'm in favor of is our government using our tax money correctly to ensure that prices, the cost of living is lowered to where they don't need that supplemental income.
Okay. Why did our cost of living increase over the last 6 years?
Most of it has raised in the last 3 to 4
Wrong.
Due to inflation that was caused by the the rebound from COVID.
Yeah,
And
so,
I'm not directly putting that on the Democrats,
sir,
because I vote for both sides of the aisle.
sir, Donald Trump cut taxes for the ultra wealthy. How do we fund our government?
I'm guessing you would never ever be in favor of a flat tax, but
Can you just answer my question? How do we fund the government?
A government that's too large in the first place.
Sir, how do we fund our government?
Certain government can be funded by cutting other government jobs. We have way too many people in our government than we need. We have more government jobs than we need.
You know what's crazy about saying something so ridiculous?
I don't like the
You know what's so
government
crazy
coming
about
in-
saying something so ridiculous?
What's up?
That all of these people are working in these jobs and the government still isn't serving the needs of the people. It's wild. It's wild to say that there's too many government employees and government agencies when
So,
our
do you-
environment our environment is terrible. Our food is terrible.
Do you not agree that if we were to start cutting government jobs and making a point saying, hey, if your job isn't relevant or you're not doing your job, we're going to get rid of you. Do you think more government employees would start doing their job?
No, I think that more government employees would start doing their job if we treated them well and paid them fairly.
And didn't overwork them.
Right. Like, didn't have them on skeleton crews at like the veterans hospitals and shit like that.
I think it really just depends on what government jobs you're talking about. I mean,
United States Postal Service. I mean, I could keep going.
so our U.S. government has pretty much screwed the Postal Service for so many years that places like Amazon, FedEx, UPS, they've come in and done the jobs that a lot of the Postal Service would do normally, and they do it better and they do it cheaper.
That's not necessarily true.
In
addition to that, what about teachers?
Teachers don't get paid enough.
Exactly. You know how long the average teacher stays a teacher?
The problem with that is...
Why don't you ever answer questions, bro?
Well, I mean, I answer some of my questions in the form of other questions or like a long-term answer.
Yeah, I don't like that.
All right, so what is your question?
Do you know how long teachers stay teachers?
On average, I don't know, probably nowadays, probably no more than 6 to 10 years.
2 years. You know why?
Because they don't get paid enough.
Right. And then Trump wants to get rid of the Department of Education. Do you have children?
I do.
Okay. Are your children school age?
I have a daughter. She will be not this school year, but this coming up school year, she'll start school.
Can you afford to send your kids to private school?
I can.
You can?
But I'm not going to. Me
Why
and my
won't
wife
you?
have talked about it, and we're not going to do that.
Yeah. So if you get rid of the Department of Education, what do you think is going to happen?
I think that more individualized education will bring up
So
test
everybody.
scores.
So then moms or dads across America are just going to have to quit their job and teach at home.
Not necessarily.
Well, if there's no public schools.
No federally funded public schools.
Yeah. How do you think that's going to work out? Do you know what a Title I school is?
Yes.
What is a Title I school?
And we have a lot of Title I schools here in Arkansas.
Where the vast majority... God damn it, you're in Arkansas.
All right, y'all, I'm out. I gotta go.
Right.
See you later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. So who's going to fund it in Arkansas, my friend?
The state.
With what?
State taxes.
You mean personal property taxes?
Some.
What other taxes are we talking about?
In
Arkansas is broke, bro.
Arkansas is not as broke as a lot of people think.
You're talking about individualized education, for example, like IEPs, that is funded by the Department of Education. They're the ones that help provide the equity among students. Also, I would love to know, how do you think the Postal Service is funded? Because you said the government's...
Arkansas is the fifth poorest state in the nation. Mississippi, Louisiana, New Mexico, West Virginia, Kentucky, Arkansas.
All right, so I'm from Mississippi, so I know you're going to harp on that, because they, I don't know if they still are, but they
Poor
were
states in the
number
nation.
one poor state.
The vast majority of the funding for Title I schools comes from the federal government. So all of those Title I schools in Arkansas will cease to exist. Then what, bro?
But you also got to look at...
They're already the least educated. Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, West Virginia, all also rank in the bottom in education. Why do you think that is?
Well, you got to think about how many rural areas are in those states, though.
They're the least
Which the Department
educated.
of Education also helps
because
with.
They're the least funded. Because they're the poorest. Like,
Okay,
y'all are
but if-
literally, y'all are literally like salt. I mean, slugs voting for salt. You're like, you know what? Shit's fucked up here. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to say, hey, you know what I'm saying? What little that we do have left, take that from us too.
Okay, hear me out for a second.
What do you think is going to happen to all those people that live in Arkansas when they cut Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security benefits? It's all those low-income families.
Hold on, I was trying. Got somebody trying to call me. Hold on. All right. So, my idea for this, to answer your question, is we do away with federal income tax. We let the states raise their own taxes. That money that we do away.
How are we going to fund the federal government?
Goes back to the states, and they're able to individualize their own tax money. They decide. The states decide where that
Who's
tax money goes.
going to pay for the military? Who's going to pay for the congressman's salary?
We need less
Department of
Congress.
Defense.
We need less Congress. Are you saying that
You
you
said
want
no
states?
federal tax, so
Are you saying you want states to have all the power?
I do. I think the
This is
states should have their own
bananas.
power.
So you want like the states to make their own laws too?
Correct. And the
Kinda
reason
like
I
how,
say that.
Wait, kind of like how they were making their own laws before and there was slavery.
No, no,
Oh, but
don't
so you,
do that.
So you don't
Don't
want
do that.
states to make their own laws.
I do want states to make their own laws. No state in
So
the
if the
U.S.
state,
is
if
going to
the
go
state,
back to
hold on,
slavery.
if a state decided that they want slavery, what exactly is going to stop them if there's no federal government?
The state government. So if you go.
Wait. So
when
if the
Stephanie
state
kicks in.
government says, "Hey, we want slavery," you think the state's government
That's what I
is
just
going to
said.
stop them from bringing
She'll be
slavery
here in a
back?
few minutes.
It would, well, something like that would go
Your
to
whole
a
plan
vote.
sounds
But, I mean,
dumb and it'll never work.
You're using something like slavery, which would never happen again.
Hold
no
on.
state would ever enforce slavery.
What
again.
was who was the last state to abolish slavery and what year did they do it?
That's irrelevant.
No, it's
Why?
not.
it's not.
Wait, hold
It's
on,
pretty
Baby Jones.
recent actually.
Hold on, Baby Jones. Hey, Dirt. What two states right now
Have slavery on the ballot.
on their ballots
This
for their
November.
state constitution this November? There are two states in the United States of America currently in 2024 that
Have slavery
have
on the ballot.
amendments on their ballots in their states to remove slavery. What 2 states are those, Dirt?
Probably Arkansas and Kentucky.
Nope, Louisiana and Nevada.
California has it on there too. There's 3.
Oh, in California. So if we left it up to the states, right? All the states that are now removing slave clauses from their constitutions would keep them. And I want you to guess what would happen, Dirt, if that were the case.
Nobody is going to go back to slavery, whether it regardless
answer the question.
of skin color. Nobody's going to go back to slavery.
Bro, hold on. Hold on. You don't think that forcing women to have babies that they don't want is enslavement? Taking away their bodily autonomy, rights to medical privacy, rights to medical care? Do you don't think forcing, do you don't think that the 70,000 women who have been forced to carry the baby by somebody who raped them, you don't think that they feel like they were enslaved?
I have mixed opinions on the abortion rights. I am not completely against abortion. I know that's probably hard for you to believe.
Yeah, so if you give, right, the right to states to make decisions for American citizens, that means my rights are dependent on what zip code I live in. I might as well be in a different country at that point. The 14th Amendment guarantees us equal protection under the law, meaning that nowhere in this country should my rights change because of the zip code or locale. This is why it's important for us to have a federal government. Like, right, bro, you're literally asking for fascism and don't even realize it.
No, not exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Here's my problem. All right, look at the overall population of Arkansas. Then look at the overall population of California.
What about it?
If you take states like California, who have the largest populations, I mean, there's more people just in the southern
and a better economy,
California than there is in the whole
and
state
better
Arkansas.
School systems, better healthcare plans,
more homeless.
Yeah, because the weather is good. Not all of the people that are unhoused in California are from California. Yeah, we have, you know what I'm saying, 60 some odd thousand unhoused people in Florida because the weather is good. And they're not from Florida. They move here because the weather is good and they can live outside and not die from exposure.
Unlike up here in Seattle, where that does not exist.
But in states like that, you also have a government that is allowing and even encouraging major drug use to run rampant.
What? What are you talking about? No, they don't.
So you can't go to specialty clinics, get free needles, and
what? So that we can stop the transmission of communicable diseases, and so that people are less likely to OD, because you're not going to stop people from using. But if you can provide safe spaces for them to do so, right, and not transmit fucking diseases to people or harm themselves, why wouldn't you?
All right.
And actually, the rate of usage goes down when you provide these types of programs.
I have another question for you that kind of relates to that. At this current time, what is your honest opinion on how Harris has worked the border?
Getting Mexico to invest $1.5 billion in upgraded border security. The thing Trump said he was going to get Mexico to pay for it, and they didn't give him a dime, but she got them to do it. And then having multiple other multinational corporations invest $4.5 billion in infrastructure to build jobs in manufacturing facilities in those areas so they don't have to come here. I think she did a fantastic job, being that she's a vice president and that's not her job.
Why wouldn't we close the border?
Why would we?
Come here legally and have those jobs here.
That's anti-biblical. That's anti-God. That's anti-Jesus.
Wait, what's an illegal immigrant?
Yeah. Hold on one second before you even go there. Do you believe that the Jewish people have the right to occupy their ancestral lands?
I do.
Oh, okay, great. So then why don't the indigenous people to this continent?
This
Crickets.
we are.
It's crazy.
We have a dividing line.
Yes, that we arbitrarily drew on a map, taking away land from somebody else.
Okay, so
the Spanish language was spoken on this continent from Florida all the way across to California for well over 100 years before anybody ever spoke English here.
Okay, so what you're saying is you'd be perfectly fine if what a lot of people are referring to as illegal immigrants.
I don't believe that I don't believe that anybody's illegal. And if you're asking me if I believe that the border should be open, absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
okay. On that point though, if somebody who by law right now, somebody who has come across that border illegally.
What is illegally?
With the laws that we have in place right now, if they came across the border illegally,
what does that mean?
Have a place, meaning they didn't go through the proper channels.
What's the proper
US
channel?
Has set in place. You have to be a legal U.S.
That's
citizen.
a lie. No, you don't.
There's no law that states that, bro. What are you talking about?
Wait, before you put that
Just,
up.
hold on, just let me
Wait,
finish.
Dirt racer. Do you want to
Let
make
me
a
finish
bet?
my question and then
No,
I'll
listen.
answer yours.
Okay,
what
go
you're
ahead.
saying is wrong. It's not true. It's not a law of ours.
We also hear this every day, like 5 times a day, so we know where you're going with it. We're just trying to speed it along. But go ask your
Right.
question.
If one of these people that have come across the border undocumented came to your house,
Being
set up a
undocumented is
tent
not
in
the
your
same.
front yard on your property that you paid for, you would allow these people to start setting up tents in your yard.
Fuck yeah.
Come on,
Except
man.
that Florida made it illegal.
Yeah, of course I would. Why wouldn't I? Like, why wouldn't I provide shelter for somebody who needs
Because
shelter?
you don't know who these people are. What if
Bro,
you go
hold on.
walk
What state do you live
outside-
in? Arkansas, right?
I don't know who you are.
Yeah, exactly, bro. I'm more worried about you coming across the border and doing something crazy than I am somebody who traveled hundreds, if not thousands of miles with little access to food or water or resources or money and don't even speak the language. And you think, and I'm supposed to be afraid of them, the least likely people to cause a crime? Bro, I'm afraid of people like you. It's y'all going up in places and pew-pewing them up.
I'm not saying that we should be afraid of
Statistically,
all of these
it's
people.
y'all that are committing the crimes.
I'm not saying that we should be afraid of all these people. I'm
not afraid of none of them.
If we knew
Jesus
who
gave
each
us
and
a
every one-
specific directive. He said this: you should treat the sojourner as a native among you.
Dirt racer, I'm more afraid of you than I am any immigrant crossing a
Yeah,
border.
y'all the ones attacking the Capitol and shit.
I'm more afraid of you in Arkansas.
Fact.
And everybody that looks like you in Arkansas than I am of anybody coming across the border, especially the southern border.
So any of these immigrants or whatever you want to call them, however you want to call them, any of these people that have come across the border with the laws in place that we have right now. That
Name
they
a law,
consider to be
bro.
illegal
Name one of our laws.
Just hold on a second. If one of these people that came across the border, because it has happened.
You mean the brown? Do you mean the brown Christians?
No, I mean the people that have come into this country
Yes.
illegally.
They're not coming here illegally. Stop saying that. You mean the brown Christians?
No. It is a fact. They have caught people that have crossed the border and committed crimes, felony crimes, rape, murder.
Yo, but statistically, you're more likely to do that. Those people exist everywhere. They're not coming, but people aren't coming here just to commit a crime. And all you're telling me is they caught the people. The same thing we would do for anybody else. You don't know everybody who lives in the states that border you. Are you going to build a wall around Arkansas?
My question, though...
Do you have a wall built around your house? Do you have a moat?
Would you let those people live in a tent in your yard?
Yes.
I'm not asking to live in your yard.
Yes.
So you're fine with your
Yes.
wife and your daughter walking across your yard
Yes.
with some guy that you don't know.
Yes.
That's insane.
This
bro.
person is a
That's-
rapist. This person is an adjudicated rapist. This person bragged about grabbing women by the vagina and kissing them in the mouth without their consent. This man bragged about going into the dressing room of minors during the pageant while they didn't have clothes on. Minors.
He did not brag about it.
He
made
did.
a
He
joke.
said it on the Howard Stern show. But even then, like you talk about these immigrants committing crimes, yet they're 2 times less likely to commit violent crimes, 2.5 times less likely to commit property crimes, and 4 times less likely to commit drug crimes. Meanwhile, U.S. citizens are 80% more likely to bring in drugs across the border. They're more likely to attack women. They're more likely to attack children. They're more likely to attack each other. U.S. citizens are more likely to commit all of these crimes that you're speaking about.
Right.
And yet you're worried about the very small population of immigrants coming in from the southern border that are here due to the United States destroying their country's economy and leaving them with absolutely nothing.
Right.
For example, Venezuela, 90% of their economy is based off of oil exports, and 40 of that went to the United States. Donald Trump said, hey, we're no longer going to buy oil from you. And what happened to their country?
And tried to stage a coup.
He destroyed their economy. It was so bad that they had no choice. Donald Trump had no other choice but to grant them amnesty because he fucked up and
As he was
destroyed their
walking out the
economy.
door. As he was walking out the door.
So to sit here and say you're worried about these people coming across the border, how about you worry about the United States government stop going over there and destroying their country?
Do you know why we don't buy oil and goods from Venezuela?
Because we couldn't take it from them.
Because they are funded by people who are they are run by people who are killing their own citizens. They have taken over Venezuela. I have family from Venezuela.
Oh,
Here we go.
gosh, here we go.
They
Here we
came
go.
Here,
Here
they
we
came
go.
Here to the U.S.
My
Here
brother's
we go.
uncle's
They
wife's
couldn't live in
girlfriend's best
Venezuela.
friend's dad is from Venezuela. Like, what are you talking
This is
about
crazy,
right now?
bro.
I have family from Venezuela. I know exactly what it's like there.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've been.
Have you ever been?
No.
I have not been. My
Exactly,
family-
bro. Like, this is crazy, man. Y'all will just say any goddamn thing. Y'all will just say anything. We installed leadership in Venezuela.
Venezuela is one of the poorest run countries in South America.
If we'd have left them alone, they would have been fine. What they wanted to do was nationalize their oil, equitably distribute the proceeds of said oil amongst their people, and come off of the American dollar and back their own money with their own natural resources. And America said, "You want to do what? Fuck that noise. We tearing shit up." Because they know if they allow that, it will bankrupt their economy. It's the same reason we've been sanctioning fucking Cuba for 75 some goddamn years.
Okay, so if you think the leader is so bad and your family came over here, you know how disgusting it is that you don't want anyone else to have that opportunity?
Right.
I do want them to
Like
have
the
that
fact that
opportunity.
you have
We're a
Venezuelan
country
family
that was
is
founded.
bananas.
This country was
It's absolutely
founded
bananas.
on
Thank you, Julie.
immigration.
No, it was
Yeah,
founded.
it
Oh, no, it was not founded on immigration. It was founded on rape and murder and, you know what I'm saying, and theft and racism and violence and bigotry. Not immigration.
All the same
Not
things that we're
immigration.
seeing right now.
Huh?
No, it's not the same thing.
All
we're
the same
seeing
things
right
that we're
now.
seeing right now.
Yes,
You're
you're still doing it to indigenous people. You're still doing it to, you know what I'm saying, the LGBTQIA plus community. You're trying to do it to women again, take away their rights again. Yeah, and you're trying to, you know what I'm saying, like harm black people by, you know, restarting stop and frisk, by giving police full immunity. Yeah, bro. Yeah, same shit that's going on right now. Yep, I agree with you.
The white supremacy never rests.
Never stops, boy.
Actually, that's not true.
What do you mean? You're a prime example. You pushing white supremacy right now.
Hannah, thank you so much for the $10.
That's crazy.
It's not crazy.
Here it goes. Here goes the tokenization. Watch it, guys. In 3, 2, 1.
Go ahead. Say what you're gonna say. No, say what you're gonna say.
I got cousins. Anybody got wife or ex-wife or next door neighbors? Which ones y'all got?
I got friends.
I think it's gonna be friends. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Say what you're gonna say, Dirk.
I've got more family right now that is from outside of this country than I do inside this country.
Is it your personal family or is it like by marriage?
It is my personal family. Yes.
Well, I don't.
So you don't see how bananas it is that you're.
So you're saying you're an immigrant?
I personally am not an immigrant.
So they're not blood related to you. You married them.
2 are blood related. Yes.
Your children?
My children are blood related, but they're not the ones I'm talking about.
Is it like an aunt or an uncle?
Yeah, I do have an uncle.
I figured. Is he like? This isn't tying together.
Yeah, it really is not. I don't know how they're blood related to you. I don't know how they're blood related to you, and you're a white man.
So
you don't gotta lie to us. We don't care.
I'm automatically labeled as a racist, all because I'm
you were
white.
born in the United States.
No. You proved you were a racist a long time ago.
So you weren't born in the United States?
Yeah, I have anti-black bias too. I have anti-woman bias. I just don't lie about it.
I am not anti-woman bias.
Yeah, you are.
How do you figure?
Because you're willing to vote for a party that'll strip women of their bodily autonomy, medical privacy, and access to medical care. You're also willing to vote for a man who has assaulted multiple women, and you're okay with it. And then you thought it's funny to joke about going into the dressing room of underage girls. Wild, bro.
All right, so here's the thing.
Like if I showed up right to the voting booth, to the polls, and I saw some Triple K members out there, some Proud Boys or some neo-Schnazis, and they were voting for the candidate that I intended to vote for, I would immediately realize I'm voting for the wrong person. I'm like, oh shit, nope, can't be voting for that person. I can't. Why in the world would I be voting for the same people as the Schnazis?
No.
Yeah.
Just because one person that votes for that person is that way.
So you think that there's any Schnazis or Triple K members that are voting for a Democrat?
I'm sure there are.
No. The answer would be no. I invite you, because I know they do have them in Arkansas, I invite you to go to one of the local Triple K chapters and ask them if they're Democrats.
What party founded the KKK?
No party. Nathan Bedford Forrest, a former Confederate soldier, founded it. Not a party, not a political party, a person who was a former Confederate soldier.
Of the Democratic Party.
No,
okay, so in Charlottesville, when they had the Unite the Right rally to protect the Confederate statues being taken down, who showed up to protect them?
Lots of people did.
The white supremacists,
Republicans, Trump supporters.
And Democrats. There
No,
were
sir.
Democrats that supported.
No, sir, I was there.
Supported leaving those statues.
Sir, I was there. No, there wasn't.
It's not about preserving whatever you call
Is there statues of Hitler in Germany?
Doubtful.
Why? Why do you think that is?
Because nobody liked his ass.
Yes. So why in the world would we put statues of people who were literally traitors to the United States up around the country? And when did they start building those statues, Dirt?
Those statues are a symbol of history.
When did we start building them, Dirt?
Those statues, some of those statues have been around since, late 1800s.
No, sir. We started building them in the 1960s. You know why?
Oh, some of those statues.
You know why?
Those statues.
You know why we started building them in the 1960s, bro?
Go ahead.
During the height of the civil rights movement.
Mm-hmm.
As a way to intimidate black people.
That's not true.
Sir, the Daughters of the Confederacy are the ones who commissioned those statues to be built. Read a book. It is true. To make sure that black people remember their place.
And those statues only stand nowadays as a symbol of history.
Who's
Of racist history.
of racist history? Why do we need symbols of racist history?
If you take
We have people like
away,
you walking around. We don't need the
Why do we
symbols.
need symbols of racist history? Why do we need symbols of hatred?
because if people aren't constantly reminded,
So
of what
why isn't there
happened in the
statues of
past,
Hitler
then
in
they'll
Germany?
repeat.
Then why aren't there statues of Hitler in Germany?
That's a completely different situation.
How
People feel
so?
like you
Where do you
remind us
think
every
that
day.
Hitler learned how to do what he did?
Hitler was sick in the head.
Bro, he learned it from us. He literally sent people over here to watch how we implemented Jim Crow and how we treated enslaved and indigenous people, and that's how he put his plan to work. He learned it from us.
Look, I'm not any kind of racist, and in fact, as much as y'all would believe it, I'm actually not that big a fan of Trump.
Then why would you vote for him? Why would you vote for somebody who literally fits all 14 tenets of fascism?
Because
you don't even like.
overall, I think he can do a better job.
But he
running
didn't
our
do a better
country.
job the first time. He had a 41% approval rating, the worst approval rating. That was his average of any president in American history since we started tabulating approval ratings. The worst ever.
Approval ratings that came mostly from
No, sir.
the
It was his
highest
average.
populated states.
From liberals, right?
Tell me this: Do you think his approval rating
Oh man.
was higher? His overall approval rating from state to state. Do you think it was higher in the state of Tennessee or in the state of California?
What does it matter?
This is so ignorant.
His approval rating was higher
He
in the state of Tennessee.
He bankrupt our
because
farmers, our
California
legacy farmers.
outnumbered.
He bankrupt our legacy farmers. It's why it's why grocery store prices went up. He made a terrible deal with OPEC for something that he said would only last a couple of weeks or a couple of months. He went to OPEC and asked them to cut oil production for 2 years. This is why we had high gas prices in 21 and 22. And OPEC supplies gas for the world. So his decision, his pressure for the over Saudi Arabia is what caused gas prices to go up globally, which caused global inflation. And then he gave tax breaks to the rich and raised our spending, our deficit by almost $9 trillion, which caused the Fed to raise interest rates. And then he rolled back housing and urban development laws, allowing corporations to come into communities and buy up properties, artificially inflating both the housing market and the rental market. All of the things that people are suffering from, you can draw a straight line to Trump and his dumbassery.
Why would we buy oil from Saudi Arabia when we can pump
It had
right
nothing to
here?
do with buying oil. We produce more oil than Saudi Arabia. We produce
So
the
why
most
would we
oil of
buy
any
oil from
country
Saudi
in the
Arabia in the
world.
first place?
We don't have the refining capacities, number one. And number two, the oil that we produce here in the United States can't be as easily refined as the oil we get from other places. But we are a net exporter, meaning we send out more oil than we take in.
Which is crazy.
What, that we send out oil?
Yeah,
That's how we make money.
We should keep it here and put that money in the
We
hands of
don't have the
American-
refining capabilities. Trump lost 16 refineries while he was in office.
Including our largest one in Port Arthur, Texas.
Correct. Sold it to the Saudis.
Our largest refinery, our largest one in Port Arthur, Texas.
The moment you enter Beaumont off of I-10, you can smell it all the way from goddamn Port Arthur. And he sold it.
And yet we still benefited from it.
No, we didn't. Like what? No, we didn't.
We were refining oil that we didn't have to pay for.
That's not how it works at all. The vast majority of the oil that is refined in the United States is not what we use for gasoline.
You're right, it's not. But some of it is. Why?
But most of it isn't.
We had the lowest gas prices in the last 10 years under Trump.
No, we did not. The 10-year average is nearly $3. You have no idea what you're talking about. Obama had lower gas prices than Trump. Obama's lowest gas price was $2.72. Trump's lowest gas price at national average was $2.75. And only because Obama greenlit fracking is why we had a surplus of oil in the first place. It's why gas prices went down. Thank you, Obama. Oh, national average was 172 compared to 175. Excuse me. I don't know why I said 2. Sorry about that. What's up, Kiki?
What's going on?
How's that oil industry working out?
It's still paying me.
That's good.
Yeah, but the exporting oil ban that happened in 2015, I believe, under Obama. And that was heavily wanted by the oil industry. They wanted that to be competitive in order to make more money. It had nothing to do with the government. The government passed it, but it was lobbied by the oil industries in order to make more money.
I mean, I tried to explain to Dirt that we're a net exporter.
Yes, we export more now than we ever have. And we still
produce more oil now than we ever have. We drill more oil now than we ever have.
We're more energy independent now than any time in our history.
Correct.
That's incorrect.
How is that incorrect?
If we were more energy independent now than we ever had been, then the energy prices wouldn't be so goddamn high.
Who regulates the oil prices, Fred?
What about all this green renewable energy? When are we going to start seeing?
Hold on. Let's not deflect from the question that who regulates the energy prices.
Whoever regulates the price of oil.
Can we get the big screen?
Sure.
Yeah, so if you look here, right, the brown one is Saudi Arabia, the orange one is Russia. All the way at the end, you'll see that since 2019, it continues to go up. And we produce them more now under Joe Biden than Donald Trump did.
We're producing more now, but we're sending more of it out.
Our oil.
We only send out excess. We keep what we need here in the United States within the borders. Anything excess gets exported.
So we send our oil out just so that we can buy oil from other countries and bring it back in.
No.
It's exactly what you just said.
It's not what they said at all.
What we produce, we send out as a product, and we sell that product to other countries.
In excess.
In excess.
Countries that are funding terrorism.
Lord have mercy.
What country would that be?
Saudi Arabia is the main one.
Saudi Arabia, and Jared Kushner, his son-in-law, works for the Saudi Arabian Crown Prince, sir.
And we don't send oil to Saudi Arabia. We send it to Mexico. We send it to Canada. We send it to European nations. We send it mostly to South America.
Correct.
South American countries.
But we buy oil from Saudi Arabia.
Very, very little.
But why would
Sarah
we buy
Beth, thank
any?
you.
When we're turning around and selling our own oil out to places
Because we don't have the capacity to refine the oil efficiently.
We could.
How?
No, you're right. We could. If Donald Trump didn't fuck up and lose all of our refineries, we very much could. You're correct.
Yeah.
We lost 16 refineries due to Donald Trump.
Correct.
And we're not building new refineries because it's more expensive to build a new refinery than it is to
just get the oil from somewhere else.
It's cheap. It's cheaper in the short term.
No, period. Do you know the economic impact, bro? Like, you don't just slap a refinery up.
I understand that. We have very large refineries here in Arkansas and right across the line in Tennessee. They have one in Memphis, Valero.
Those are tiny in comparison to the refineries in Texas.
Correct.
I understand that. Texas has some huge refineries
that belong to the Saudis.
Hey,
but we make the money off of it though.
No, we don't.
Hold on, Dirk, did you miss the part where I said our largest refinery in Port Arthur, Texas, no longer belongs to the United States of America? Did you miss that part, sweetie?
Who works at that refinery? Do the people running that refinery pay any taxes?
Of course they pay taxes on American soil.
Okay. So we're making money from it.
Jesus Christ.
Who owns... Name me 3 of the top oil companies in the world.
Top would probably be one of them would probably be Mobil. As far as the top ones, I really don't know.
All right, I'll help you out. I'll give you a couple of them. You've got Exxon Mobil. You've got Royal Dutch Shell. You've got BP. You've got Aramco.
Guess how many of those
Who
are
owns those
American
companies?
based?
So just because they're not American based means they're bad.
BP's profits go to England.
Correct.
Royal Dutch Shell do not go to the United States. Aramco goes to Saudi Arabia. All those profits go to other countries.
And I do agree that any refinery on U.S. soil should belong to the Americans.
But they don't.
So
I agree with that.
So you're for nationalizing our energy.
But I'm completely against any of it ever leaving this country.
What are we gonna do with it?
Stockpile it.
We already have a massive reserve.
We have a strategic oil reserve. What are we going to do with all this excess?
So the reserve that we have now, I think the last thing I heard, the reserve that we have now, at the rate that we use it, I think could last us 22, 23 years, something like that.
We have the largest reserve that we've ever had in American history right now.
And that reserve is constantly being emptied and restocked. It's not a static number. It's not like you fill it up and then it's like, oh, we're saving this for a rainy day. It's constantly being moved because oil does go bad.
Well, right. That's about with anything. Anything kept long enough will go bad.
We have 700 million. We have 50 billion barrels crude oil and lease condensate, and then natural gas wet after lease separation trillion. We have 700 trillion cubic feet. Again, these are the largest reserves we've ever had, and this tracks back all the way to 1982.
Right, and that should last at the rate that we use it right now. That would last us how long?
That part I don't know. I'd have to look into that. I'm not going to speak on something.
I think the last thing I heard was just shy over like 20 years, I think.
So in 20 years, we should be able to move away from, you know what I'm saying, gas-powered vehicles. We should have been able to move away from them 20 years ago.
We should, and we're making good strides towards it now. But what if something happens and we're not able to?
The only reason that we're not able to or haven't is because these major automotive corporations and oil corporations want to keep making money.
You have the auto industry that actually found a loophole in fuel efficiency for their pickup trucks. If they made them bigger, they did not fall underneath the fuel regulations, so they can actually have a lower miles per gallon than what other regulations for a sedan or anything else would be.
Thank you.
Okay. Almost at a million.
So the only other answer to that.
Dirt, give me 30 seconds, okay? Guys, we're at 900K plus likes. We are on the road to 1 million. I promise you, though Mr. Jones has said what he said before this, I think we got time to get to 1 million in this moment, okay? So guys, please continue to tap, share. We still have 393 left in our goal. If everyone in here would just...
Oh, shoot.
Okay, guys, help us.
By the way, Auntie, can I just say that we raised $1,400 for our friend earlier. They called me. We're in tears, but they have not only enough to get out, but also enough to take care of some other things that they had fallen behind on. So, $1,400. You guys are amazing.
Amen. Amen.
So.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you, the entire TUFF fam. Thank you guys so much. Now let's help clear Jones's goal right here so he can continue to help the community in which he lives in and help others. Thank you so much.
See, Dirt Racer, do you see the difference between people on the left and people on the right? Remember when you asked if I let somebody set up a tent in my house or at my house?
Right.
Yeah. I used to coach my son's basketball team. And I would regularly, single moms who just were having issues or, trouble with their children, their sons, they would come stay with me. Like, I believe in taking care. I believe in taking care, of human beings. Thank you, Michelle. Oh, Maze, thank you so much for the $100. You're amazing. Big W, Maze. What was it before, Auntie? I don't remember. I was too busy talking.
And why we can't keep it for ourselves. That's where we at. We keeping it all that we can't refine to our damn self.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. Listen, I honestly, bro, I don't know. He doesn't have any policies of any kind that are beneficial to American citizens. He was terrible in terms of foreign policy. Other nations' leaders hate him. He's terrible to women. I just don't
hate him.
No, they do.
Fear him.
No, they hate him. They think he's an idiot.
They fear him.
No, they think he's an idiot.
No, they think he's crazy.
No, they think he's an idiot. And have been very vocal about it.
And you think that's a good thing?
Like, what would they be afraid of Captain Bone Spurs for? Like, why would they be afraid of the guy who dodged the draft 6 times? Why would they be afraid of him? Why would they be afraid of somebody that Putin and the Kremlin said in their in their halls that he's easy to manipulate. He went over and talked to Kim Jong-il, or his Un. Il was his dad, right? Yeah. Went over and talked to Kim Jong-un, told him, do not test any more, you know what I'm saying, missiles. 2 weeks later, Kim Jong-un was doing it again. He didn't give a fuck.
But no longer made any threats to the U.S.
That's not true. Listen, for those of you who don't know, any black person in the United States of America, well, not any of us, but 85% of us are the descendants of a slave owner. So that's not the flex y'all think it is, saying that Kamala's family owned slaves. Yes, so did mine. So did all the rest of us black folk in America or in the Caribbean. Like, y'all are weird. It's not the flex you think it is. Like, we're literally all the descendants of people who owned slaves. Fucking weird. It's almost like y'all never read books before.
Well,
like, bro, he doesn't have a single redeeming quality. No good policies. He cozies up to dictators.
He keeps up foreign relations.
No, he doesn't. Not with our allies. Do you think pulling out of UN is safe for the United States?
Yeah, I do. They weren't supporting the United States when they needed it.
Do y'all hear this fucking insanity?
Did you just say we should pull out of the UN? Do you think we should pull out of NATO? On Dirt Racer, do you think we should pull out of NATO?
Yeah. I think we should withdraw from NATO.
Okay, so then if we go to war, who's going to help us?
Right.
Anybody that wants our help is going to have to help us.
Bro, what? You make absolutely no sense. So you want us to pull out of NATO, right? But then you expect them to still want to help us if they want our help. Why would they do that?
Because too many, even allies, even our allied countries, we had...
Yeah, I'm not listening to that.
This can't be fucking real life. Hold on. I'm going to just ask him one last question. One last question. Thank you guys for hitting 1 million. I appreciate y'all. Love you dearly. Let me just ask you one more question, Dirk. Do you think that we should put tariffs on all products coming into the United States? You got to unmute, bro.
You there?
Yes. Do you think we should put tariffs on all products coming into the United States?
Absolutely.
Who would pay for those tariffs?
Whatever countries are sending those products into the area.
It's not how tariffs work. So if Walmart buys something from a foreign nation, Walmart would have to pay the tariff. What do you think is going to happen to prices of goods?
Some goods are going to go up.
All of them
and it will force companies like Walmart to buy more products that are made in the U.S.
We don't have the manufacturing facilities in the United States. They don't exist here. They don't exist here.
We're constantly building more manufacturing facilities.
No, we're not. You know why we don't?
Those facilities.
You know why we don't build manufacturing facilities?
Because it costs too fucking much.
Because people won't work manufacturing jobs in the United States. Not only that, the pollution.
People would work manufacturing
jobs. No, they
jobs.
wouldn't. We would automate them, and then the cost would be expensive, even more expensive. They're not going to put bodies in there. They're going to automate these facilities. So it wouldn't create jobs. It wouldn't create jobs. It would be bad for the environment.
So our environment isn't affected by anything going on in China or Mexico? We move.
Is the air
we move
quality
these
in America?
manufacturing- Look, hold on, listen. If we move these manufacturing facilities to Mexico, we create jobs in Mexico. Why do you think that people south of the border are willing to work in these manufacturing facilities, but people in the U.S.
They would
aren't?
stay
Why
in
do you
their
think that
own
is?
countries. 1, 2, it would help them build their economy. 3, they'll be, well, hold on. I forgot where I was at because there's the stuff that you said. 1, it would help them rebuild their economies so that they don't have to come here. Do you think these people want to leave their homes?
Some do and some don't.
And the cost of living is less in most of these countries.
Okay. But even with these facilities, and y'all just said even.
So
in
we're
the
going to
last-
put tariffs on
under the
everything
current
coming into the
administration-
country and raise the prices on all of our goods.
Do what now?
So we're going to put tariffs on all incoming. Do you know what happened the last time we tried that?
Under who?
It was the Smith-Hawley Tariff Act. I don't remember who the president was. I want to say it was Truman. I don't know. Give me a second. A Smoot-Hawley. It was the Smoot-Hawley tariff in 1930 that raised import duties on over 20,000 goods. What happened right after that?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
1930, the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act raised import duties on over 20,000 goods. What happened right after that?
Shortly after that, we went into a recession.
The Great Depression, sir. That's what you're advocating for right now.
No, that was different times, though.
What was different about the times?
Because the U.S.
How did the other countries respond? How did the other countries respond when we did that?
They quit importing to the U.S.
Wrong. They put it reduced our global trade by 65%.
Right.
Then people didn't have access to necessary goods and services.
At the time, the U.S. could not keep up with the demand for its citizens.
And
now
we can't now either. Where do you think the vast majority of our produce comes from?
But we can start. Well, we already have started. We can advance. But if we keep
most of our farmland is owned by mega farms, by massive corporations. Do you think all of those corporations are based in the United States?
No.
Exactly. Like, bro, you don't know what you're talking about. You're literally a slug voting for salt. You're like, yeah, let's put tariffs on everything. I don't care if it's going to cost the average American citizen an extra $5,000 a year.
If the average American's able to make another $7,000 a year.
Based on what? How are they going to make more money? Tell me.
Because you just said you don't want to increase the minimum wage.
Right. So how are they going to make more money? Y'all don't want a Department of Education, so they're not going to be educated enough to get a better job.
If you get rid of overtime, these people are going to be working just straight time trying to make up the difference.
And because Trump don't like unions, the company won't be able to form a damn union. So.
And who's going to protect the workers' rights? Like, bro, do you hear yourself?
Because the union no longer fights for the American workers.
Shit, mine does.
That is so not true.
Mine does.
If you honestly think the unions give a fuck about you, that's insane.
All right,
you honestly think that Trump gives a fuck about you?
Tell
You're
me
insane.
one union that has agreed to a collective bargaining agreement that was detrimental to the workers. Give me one.
That does what now?
Give me one union that agreed to a collective bargaining agreement that was detrimental to the workers. Just one.
Because my employer was only offering us a 2% increase for the cost of living. My union took my pay from $24, $26 an hour to $33 an hour. My union fights for us. I don't know which union. You must belong to the Trump Union of University at PragerU, because every union where I live in Washington State fights for its employees. Why do you think Boeing went on strike? They had demands. The union presented it to Boeing. Boeing said no. They ass walked off.
Yeah, you know who else was against unions, Dirt Racer?
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
I just want to know.
I'm not against.
You know who else told you know who else told the people they didn't need a union and that the unions are bad?
You just said you were against unions.
I'm not against unions altogether.
Can you answer my question?
Unions when they're not doing their job.
Yeah, do you mind answering my question?
You're going back to Shitler.
Sure am.
Irrelevant.
It's very
relevant, it's like literally the writing is on the wall. All of the fucking signs are in your face. It's like turn right now. Road ending in 500 feet. You know what I'm saying? Last exit before road ends. And they're like, nah, I'm putting the pedal to the metal, goddammit.
John, so the thing is, right, they don't like to say that they identify with Hitler's policies, and they don't like to say that they identify with fascism. So you know what they did? They started calling it MAGA. Made them feel comfy in their feelings.
Patriotism.
White supremacy.
Like Dirt Racer, you sat up here, you argued for isolation from the rest of the world. You argued that we get rid of the federal government and give it back to the states. At what point are you going to be like, these are bad fascist ideas, and I don't know what I'm talking about? Like, at what point do you say that about yourself? Or are you going to continue to go down this long dirt road of being a fascist, racist, anti-black white man?
Yeah, this is wild, bro. Like, you should be embarrassed, bro.
Racer, when the middle class and the lower class thrive, all of America thrives. When corporations thrive, all of Americans hurt. It's not that difficult to understand. You can't be advocating for somebody who wants to put profits and corporations over people, because literally, just like Joan said, you're a slug for salt. You are advocating for your own poverty and your own demise. Like, why would you be doing that?
My answers are gonna be a lot harder for y'all to understand than they are for me to explain.
I've lived in the South for, I don't know, 18 years. Try me. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I can understand where you're coming from, because I've heard it all before.
And I was born and raised in the South, Texas and Louisiana specifically. So try us. Let's see what you got to say.
Okay, so I was born into a family who didn't have shit. They didn't have a pot to piss in. Growing up, we were poor.
So were we.
All right, but now, I don't really worry about that much. I don't worry about where my next meal is coming from. And I did that as a kid. My parents worked their ass off.
1 in 5 children go to bed without food every night. 1 in 5 children in the United States go to bed without food every night.
So, Dirt, let me just stop you there,
all
Dirt.
this money overseas.
Dirt, hold on,
Dirt.
Dirt.
Shit, when that money could be spent here to feed kids in the U.S.
When did I interrupt you? I haven't interrupted you at all, okay? Relax. We're having a discussion here. So the things that you're experiencing now are due to the short-sighted policies of the boomers, right? But we're seeing now that shit is running out for people like myself who are around their 40s and younger. So right now we have the opportunity to stop that. and bring things back to a way where we can have our children grow up and not have to worry about where their food is coming from and not have to worry about if our children are getting educated. So what happens is you're advocating for the shit that happened before that was beneficial to you and fuck everybody else. We have to consider long-term solutions to the problems that we have in this country. We do not have any long-term solutions on the table with Donald Trump. We just don't. And so you're advocating for people who are still growing their families and still have many years left in this country to suffer.
Needlessly.
I
One in
don't say
5 children.
specifically under
One in
Donald
5
Trump.
children go
I
to
don't
bed
say
without food every
specifically
night.
under Donald Trump. I say
1 in 5 children go to
specifically
bed
under the
without food
majority of
every
the
night,
Republican
Dirt.
Do what?
1 in 5 children go to bed without food every night, and the Republican Party votes against free lunch programs and free breakfast programs at school.
That's not true. Arkansas is run in the public school systems. We have free lunch.
Right, but they wanted to get rid of it at the national level, and then there were individual states who are also trying to get rid of it. They were trying, they didn't succeed, but they are trying, and they will continue to try to do that.
No one in Arkansas ever tried to get rid of it.
Again, Dirt, you're just thinking about you.
There's people in Arkansas in the chat saying you're lying.
There you go. There's people in Arkansas who are saying you're lying.
What does this say? You can read, okay, right?
Universal free school lunches.
House Republicans want to rid schools. So House Republicans, that's at the federal level.
And for some kids, Dirt, that's the only meal they will have that day.
I get that.
What does this say? "13 states led by GOP governors have opted out of the federal program providing summer grocery benefits to low-income families with school-aged children."
He just doesn't care.
And I don't support
he just
that
doesn't care.
at all. I don't support that at all. And I tried to tell you a while ago that I don't fully support Trump. I just support Trump and the Republican Party more than I support the administration
Name a
that's
policy.
in office
Sure.
now.
Give me a policy that they have put forth or intend to pass that is beneficial for all American citizens. Those poor, dirt poor people that, you know what I'm saying, grew up like you.
All right. So, one being the tariffs that you talked about a while ago.
Those will hurt them. It'll cost them, on average, an additional $4,800 a year.
So Biden and Harris are against those tariffs.
Correct.
Then why then haven't they done away with them?
Because
they've
when
actually
Trump put
added
those
more.
tariffs in place,
Since Biden took office, they've actually added more tariffs.
I can't believe we're back on the tariffs. I'm gonna like scream. We did this whole thing already.
If it doesn't work, why do they continue to let it go?
China was supposed to increase its buying from the United States, and because of COVID and other factors, they weren't able to meet the agreement.
Hello?
I just told you why.
My connection cut out. I'm sorry.
So due to COVID and other factors, the agreement that was in place with China, where China had to increase the amount of products that they purchased from the United States, they weren't able to meet what was agreed upon in order for the tariffs to be removed. And that's why the tariffs are still in place.
Well, China, like many countries, U.S. included, even under Trump, made a mistake because they were lied to.
About what?
Many countries completely shut down and closed everything during COVID.
Are you a COVID denier?
Why are we doing this still?
I can't anymore.
What
I'm
is
sorry.
wrong with y'all?
I can't anymore.
What type of state of delusion do Trump supporters have to live in order to like justify the shit that they say? Like, it's insane.
I think their strategy now is just to wear us out, just to spend hours and hours on somebody that's just like that.
Trump's the ringleader. They're all a bunch of contortionists to try and make it make sense.
I have never in my life encountered such a large population who has their head so firmly seated in their fucking fifth point of contact. Like, I just cannot believe that this is what the fuck? What in the absolute fucking hell?
Jones, please tell me whoever does your clips is gonna clip that, please.
Yeah.
Please, whoever does your is it Jovan? Is that who does it? Dear Jovan, if you are in earshot of, baby, this is Auntie Wiggs. By all that is holy in the kingdom, I need you to clip that and send it to Jones so it can be posted. Because this is the best MAGA has to offer.
Thank you, RTP
And
Ray.
the crazy part is that this is the thought process of every damn MAGA supporter ever, including Blacka. This
Thank
is
you, RTP Ray.
their thought process. This is what they think. And I'm saying, y'all keep saying he cannot be serious. Baby, he said it with his whole chest. I really need us to stop making excuses for the ignorance, for the racism, for the bigotry, for the hatred. This is about hatred and maintaining and gatekeeping whiteness and white supremacy and the patriarchy. I need you all to stop excusing these people when they say shit like this.
All right, I'm gonna play this video. I meant to play it earlier and I completely forgot. I'm gonna play it now.
I just want to say something real quick before you play that. If these people are listening in the chat, I just want you to know that you are being told lies by Trump and his friends, and the people who will save you from him are the people who you are being told to hate and fear. So think about it.
And I'm going to drop down to open up the panel too.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Kiki. I want y'all to listen. I want y'all to listen to this, though.
One way to look at fascism is the logic of colonization turned inward on a population because the colonizing part of the culture is feeling scared. And so all of this is actually happening because we elected a black president. It's not a coincidence that Republicans were invading countries to, quote, spread democracy and kill 500,000 like innocent Iraqis in the name of democracy, and then the black president happens and they want a white dictator. I mean, this is very much Trumpism is a white lash to Obama, obviously, that like the internal homeostasis of the Trumpers has been disrupted, right? This is a psychological thing that everybody's kind of reality is brought to them through the culture they're raised. And in the American culture, the racial hierarchy is part of our internal subconscious reality map. And so to have them having to look up at a black man in the Oval Office literally destabilized their internal subconscious sense of safety and unleashed this escape from freedom, to quote Eric Fromm's kind of psychological examination of fascism, that they're literally in a fight or flight from the system of government they used to love because it yielded a black president. It's the same thing as drain pool politics. They don't want to share the government. They don't want to share power, just like they didn't want to share the pools. They don't want to share anything. Right. This is the Southern strategy kind of like embedded into their psyche. And this is what it is, that this is a result of our culture and our culture's kind of racial past, both conscious and unconscious. And so this is all happening because they don't want another black president. And so we have to understand that like this coming freak out when Kamala Harris wins is going to be like Obama and 2020 combined, right? They're going to deny the election, and then they're going to not have to look up at a non-white person and now a non-man, and it's going to completely melt them down psychologically. They won't know why they're doing what they're doing. Like, we can look at like the overt racist and that kind of angle to this, but this is really about subconscious racism and the racism that's rooted in our cultural conditioning, that it's not about like hatred. It's about prejudice, and it's about how they feel safe and how we've been taught to feel safe as white people in this country, Racism exists so that the oppressed white people have somebody that is more oppressed. Racism exists, right? The race war, the culture war, including racism, exists so the class war doesn't, right? If you can get poor white people aligned with rich white people on the basis of their whiteness, the rich people remain safe. And that's the truth.
Craziness.
All right, Dad, I gotta go to work.
All right, bro.
Bye, Quinn.
I've been saying exactly that. You know what I'm saying? For how long now?
As long as I've known you. Years.
The dude's name is Hype. Let me see if I can find it.
I think it's Hype or
Vigilant or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He on TikTok?
Mm-hmm.
Hype, HYPERVILIGEN. Vigilant?
Vigilance.
A-N.
Yeah, here, I'll show y'all. Yeah, he follows me. Here you go, I'll show y'all. Oh, sorry, let me mirror the screen. There we go.
Hype RVILIGANCE 6. Got it. Oh, I'm reposting that shit. I'm gonna piss a whole lot of folk off.
He's dope.
I ain't bad.
Can we clear this Cash App? It's 1,800 people in here. If every one of y'all sent $1, we could help Jones clear his goal for the rest of the week.
I gotta go to a meeting. Bye, y'all.
Bye, I'll see you. I think there's one other video that I
Bye, baby
sent.
daddy.
I just gotta see if I can find it.
October 28th, 1958.
Oh, I want y'all to listen to
Police
this.
arrested 2 black children and jailed them for months for playing a game with a white girl in Monroe, North Carolina. That morning on the playground, a white girl kissed on the cheek 2 black boys who were 8 and 9 years old. Their names were David Simpson and James Hanover Thompson. When the girl later mentioned the game to her father, he grabbed his shotgun and gathered a mob of white men to go to James's home, intent on lynching the 2 children and their mothers.
LJ, thank you.
The boys weren't home when the mob arrived, but police quickly found them, confronted them with weapons drawn, took them into custody, and severely beat them. Local officials held the children in jail for 6 days and prevented them from speaking with their parents or attorneys. The boys did not know why they were being arrested, and when they were taken to the police station, they were told that they were being accused of rape. While the boys were detained, a group of police officers broke into their cell
Thank you,
wearing
Birding
white
Life.
sheets to intimidate them. Local white residents burned a cross on the Thompsons' lawn, fired shots into their home, and even killed James's dog. Evelyn Thompson and Jenny Simpson, the 2 boys' mothers, were fired from their jobs. Denied attorneys, James and David were both charged with assault and molestation and sentenced to indefinite terms at the state reformatory. More than 3 months later, and only after the case drew widespread attention, North Carolina's governor pardoned the boys and released them. Neither the governor nor the court admitted to any wrongdoing, and no officials ever apologized for arresting, beating, and jailing the boys, or for traumatizing the entire black community.
Crazy.
This is why white folks don't want critical race theory taught.
Yep.
This is why white people don't like us holding lives that provide factual history, because this eradicates everything that the daughters of the Confederacy put in school books, because you will never find that story in a single solitary American history book on this side of heaven. Anywhere.
My shirt says, just got my Soros check.
You got a check and I ain't got no damn check?
I mean, listen, you had to sign up, you know what I'm saying? Like, during 2016 when Obama was in office, you had to sign up then.
Ah, shit,
Yeah.
I'm late.
You had to sign up for your Soros checks back in 2016. Just got mine. You know what I'm saying? It's written to Joe Byron for $47 trillion. Joe Byron. Yes, printed at printed at the DNC Bank. That's right. Written to Joe Byron.
That say the DNC Bank. What in the hell, Jones?
You can get you one of these just got my Soros checks in the Trust Me Bro store. You can get you one of these in the Trust Me Bro store. I think they're fucking hilarious. But yeah, that was 1958. Like, my parents were alive in 1958. My parents were in school in 1958. You know what I'm saying? Well, my dad was. My mom wasn't. My Cash App doesn't work. Why don't it? You sure you're using the one in my link tree? Yeah, it was a year before my mom was born, but my dad was alive. My dad's like 6 or 7. Jazz, thank you for the $20. I appreciate you. What?
What year did that happen?
1958.
58, 34, 44, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 51, 2, 3, 4. Wait.
Thank you, Wanda. What's that?
58. Oh, both my parents were alive. My father
Oh, yeah, of
was
course they
born
were.
in my father was born in 34. My mother was born in 61. Actually, all of my grandchildren, my mother's siblings were born because her baby brother was born in 53 and her baby sister was born in 56.
It's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy to me that people think, you know what I'm saying, like this was so long ago and that like at some magical moment in American history, racism just ended, and it didn't. It's still a very real problem. Thank you so much, Marlene. I appreciate you. That it, you know what I'm saying, like it just ended. The boys were 8 and 9. 8 and 9 years old.
They were babies.
And the crazy part is that even today in 2024, they still treat our young black children like this. They treat them like adults.
Oh, Big W Gale. I don't know if I saw that earlier. Big W Gale, thank you so much.
Yeah, they still treat our black boys like that little young 12-year-old that went outside to take the trash out after him and his father had dinner. And he was outside in house shoes, gym shorts, no shirt, just taking out the trash. And the cops pulled up on him.
Buddy, that's what I'm trying to say. Like those people that were that were doing these things in 1958, a lot of them are still alive. They live here in Florida. They still vote. Thank you, Tara.
Who is, what do you mean our young black children? Baby, I'm a black woman. That's just my racist of the day. I'm a whole black woman. I gave birth to a black child. Now, granted, they do it to grown men, but they masculinize and treat our babies, black babies, like they're damn adults. Like, what the hell? Does this white lady fool y'all? What white lady you know sound like this?
Right.
Like, what the hell are y'all on?
What's up, News Network? I don't think they know they're there. Oh, you were still telling a story, Auntie?
She was.
My apologies.
She was talking about the young man who was taking the trash out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she must have got a call or something.
He was young, too. Auntie, how old was he? He was young.
Who?
He was the young boy that you were talking about that was taking the trash out after he had dinner with his
Oh,
father.
baby, he was 12.
Yeah, I said young man. He's not a young man. He's a
He
boy.
was 12. And no, the
Boy.
lady that accused Emmett Till of what he did after she shortly after she or just before she passed away, they found the arrest warrant in an attic somewhere. But they never issued that arrest warrant. She was allowed to die, I hope uncomfortably, from cancer at the age of 83, about maybe 2 years now. I think she said she died in 2022. Yeah, she never got Emmett Till never got any justice. Hence the Emmett Till anti-lynching bill that was finally
Dawn and
created,
Teresa, thank you so much.
in March of 2022. Yeah, in March of 22, after the unaliving of Ahmaud Arbery. Because a lot of white folks think when we say modern day smishing or lynching, y'all think we mean a tree. Right. We mean jogging in a neighborhood, minding your business.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. What happened to George Floyd was one of those incidents.
Yeah. What happened to Tamir Rice, Elijah McCain, Mike Brown, hell, too many, name them. Yeah, dirt race, you racist, baby. It's okay. And your state has one of the absolute most racist cities in the whole wide world. Go search the video of the little white guy outside saying with a sign that says Black Lives Matter, and watch how many y'all so racist, right? When white folks stand up against racism, y'all turn on y'all own people.
Right.
Call
them race traitors and whatnot. It's nuts.
How does that work? Like, this is an older video. Go look it up. This little young white guy standing outside holding a sign that say Black Lives Matter, and they even told him to get out of town, and he lived there. How y'all turn on your own people?
Crazy.
They become the chicken, and y'all become KFC. How?
Nuts, man. Nuts.
See, proud race traitor here. There go Johnny Mac. Johnny Mac say he's a proud race traitor here.
Nah, he was saying that he doesn't mind being a race traitor, standing up for black people.
Oh, that's what he meant. I thought maybe his sister was due his third baby.
Nah.
I'm sorry. My bad, race traitor. My bad, Bookie. I'm sorry about the tons of okay, I get it. Okay, my bad.
What's up, Lady?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
I can. What's up?
So you were talking about how everybody back in the day and everything. My grandfather was born in the 40s, and his basically my great grandfather was very, very, very racist. And my grandfather learned from a very young age, basically that he could look to the black individuals that my great grandfather hired, because of course back then those were the ones, quote unquote, cheap labor. I hate saying that, but
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying. And my grandfather told me a story where, when they had segregation and everything, my grandfather would go in with this one individual, big black guy. He always carried a carpet knife. I don't know if you ever seen them, they're kind of hooked.
Yeah, I know what it is.
He always kept them sharpened. Right? I mean, he would sharpen the snot out of it, my grandfather said. Well, my grandfather went in with this.
That's a lot of sharpening, sis.
Right. You want me to tell you, my grandfather said that he kept that thing sharp.
Right.
So he walked into the shop with the guy, and he's leaning over, those old soda pop things where you like lean over. He's leaning over, he was looking at the soda pop, and the shopkeeper, who's black, said, "Get out of here," grabbed him up by the back scruff of his neck, because even though it was a black only my grandfather was a kid, you know, and soon enough you heard the flick of that knife come up, and my grandfather said he put that knife against that guy's throat and said, "Don't you ever touch this kid again. It'd be the last thing you do." And that's the first time my grandfather, because you know, I'm white, I'm paler than the sheet, you know, and that's the first time my grandfather had seen the other side, you know, of racism. And ever since then, my grandfather said, "I don't care what color you are, I don't care what age you are, what race you are. If you put your mind to it, I'm gonna help you get there." Like, so, and unfortunately, my grandfather passed away before I ever came out. I'm trans. And I always, in my heart, wondered what my grandfather would say. I know it's not the same thing as race and everything, but my mom has had to tell me umpteen times, he didn't care about what color you are. He didn't care what age you are. He didn't care what gender you are. If you put your mind to it, you can do it.
Yeah.
And just y'all talking about that, it always reminded me of my papa, you know, back in the day, hearing that story about him. And ever since then, he always had, you know, the utmost respect for everybody. Unless you didn't give him respect, that's a different story.
Well, I mean, I wish it was like that for everybody.
I completely agree. And just the way that I've been listening to you all day, the way that one guy came up here and said Trump isn't a fascist, Trump isn't this, well, you know, oh, he's not racist. How can you look at that rally he had in Madison Square Garden?
Oh yeah, that shit was crazy. That was absolutely you know what I'm saying, a Klan rally. 100% a Klan rally.
And as a white person, I support and I will defend as much as possible, but I personally, and I don't know how you feel about this, I personally don't know how I go about talking on that fact, on race and everything.
I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, unless you well educated yourself on the matter, but I wouldn't spend a whole lot of time talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like everybody has their you know, space in the road to liberation, and everybody doesn't have to be one. You know what I'm saying? That is like having the conversations. You know, there's other things that you can focus on.
All I try and do is I try and support my friends and everybody that I possibly can. Yeah. And yeah, I felt, especially with the conversation that was going on, that story needed to be told about my grandfather. So anyways.
All right, y'all. I got to go.
Y'all have a great day.
I got to get myself together. We got to go trick-or-treating and all that stuff. But thank you, Lake, and I appreciate you.
You too.
All right.
Y'all have a great day.
Thank you, Auntie. I sent it to her. She said she would.
Okay. I said I was supposed to be in bed by noon. Clearly, I failed that. And before I go to bed,